City officials giving an update just minutes ago. They say that gunman shot 5 people, killing 4, and then turned the gun on himself.
Mayhem erupted inside 345 Park Avenue, a prominent office building in Midtown, just before 6:30 p.m. Police say the man entered the lobby, immediately opened fire on the officer before continuing his rampage up the building.
We have team coverage here for you tonight at 11. Naveen Dhaliwal has more on the victims. Jenna DeAngelis has the chaos inside and outside of the building. Let's begin with Jen Bisram. She is live at the scene with the latest on the investigation. Jen?
Hi, Christine. As you can see, there is still a scene here behind me at this hour. We are on Park Avenue. That building was 345 Park Avenue, just a few blocks down. But again, still a very active scene here tonight. As you mentioned, a news conference wrapped up just a short time ago. The mayor, the police commissioner, chief of department, and PBA president, all there, very, very emotional. They say altogether that suspect killed 4 people tonight, 5 shot altogether, but one of those people killed was an NYPD officer. Officials say tonight the city is in mourning.
Mayhem in Midtown Manhattan Monday during the evening rush hour. The NYPD and state police in tactical gear with rifles in hand after reports of an active shooter inside 345 Park Avenue. This man, too shaken to go on camera, was on the 15th floor.
I've never shot a gun before. I never heard a gun go off so I thought the ceiling was collapsing. I didn't know what it was. And then when I saw all these people running, it's really scary.
Late Monday night, the mayor and police commissioner were emotional at a news conference at New York Presbyterian Hospital, where the officer killed was taken along with other victims.
Enter the lobby, turn right, and immediately open fire on an NYPD officer. He then shoots a woman who took cover behind a pillar and proceeds through the lobby, spraying it with gunfire. He makes his way to the elevator bank, where he shoots a security guard who was taking cover behind the security desk. One additional male is shot in the lobby, per his own statement from the hospital. The shooter then calls the elevator, which opens in the lobby. A female exits that elevator, and he allows her to walk past him unharmed. He goes up to the 33rd floor, which is route and management, and begins to walk the floor, firing rounds as he traveled. 1 person was struck and killed on that floor. He then proceeds down a hallway and shoots himself in the...
Law enforcement sources say this is a suspected shooter with a rifle in his hand, moments before he opened fire inside the building, shooting 5 people and killing 4, including police officer Didaral Islam. This is the rifle after it was recovered, and we're told this concealed firearms permit with the name Shane Tamora was found on the suspected shooter.
And police say that that officer who was killed tonight was married. His wife was pregnant with their 3rd child. Again, 5 innocent people shot tonight, 4 dead, including that NYPD officer. And you heard from officials that gunman turned the gun on himself. He too is dead tonight. Again, the mayor says tonight the city is in mourning. We are live in Midtown Manhattan. Jennifer Bisram, CBS News, New York.
Jen, so tragic. Thank you very much.
And also more about the other victims, what Jen just mentioned, the officer, the father of 2, another child on the way. Police also sharing tonight that he was the only son in his family to his mother and father.
Naveen Dhaliwal is live outside New York Presbyterian on the Upper East Side. Naveen.
Yeah, Dick, this is where the officer was brought moments after that shooting, and the mayor calling him a hero, a brother in blue who really loved his city and worked hard at every moment he could get. He was just 36 years old. This is Officer Didaral Islam, and he was assigned to the 4-7 precinct in the Bronx, 3.5 years on the force, and tonight he was doing a paid detail at that building, he was employed by private companies to provide extra security to that building, and when he was in the lobby at 345 Park Avenue when that shooter went on a rampage. Now, officials tell us that Officer Islam was an immigrant from Bangladesh. The mayor calling this officer a person of faith, a godly person, a true blue New Yorker. He was married with 2 sons, his wife pregnant with their 3rd child, and officials say he was the only son in his family.
Officer Islam, He served in the 47th Precinct. He was just 36 years old and a 3.5-year veteran of the department. He's an immigrant from Bangladesh, and he loved his city.
Officer Islam was married with 2 young boys, and his wife is pregnant with their 3rd child.
We lost 4 people tonight in our hero brother who gave his life for this city.
Yeah, and Officer Islam's family tonight mourning this tragic and horrific loss, as well as other families also affected. 3 others were also killed, 2 men and a woman. That woman was shot on the 33rd floor of that building on Park Avenue. A 5th person was also shot. That person was brought here to New York Presbyterian in critical condition. There were several other people also injured as they tried to flee the scene. All the victims' names right now, other than the officer, the other victims are not being released at this time, as the city is coming together, trying to make sense of this colossal tragedy, and they have so many questions as to why did this happen. We're live in the Midtown East tonight. Naveen Dhaliwal, CBS News, New York.
Naveen, thank you.
Workers barricaded themselves inside offices while fear and panic spread as the shooting unfolded.
Our coverage continues now with Jenna DeAngelis. She is also live from the scene in Midtown tonight. Jenna?
Christine and Dick, this happened during the evening rush. If you think about it, many people are still in the office around 6:30 in Manhattan. And when lockdowns were lifted and people poured out of these buildings, you could see on many faces confusion, shock, and horror.
I heard all these loud bangs, no idea what it was. I turned around, all these people were like running.
This man didn't want to show his face on camera while describing scary moments inside 345 Park Avenue. He says he was coming down the escalators when he heard gunshots and ran out.
I came out 5 minutes later, one of my coworkers came out and he said he saw 2 people get shot.
The building, which contains offices for Blackstone, the NFL, and KPMG, among others, was placed on lockdown. These photos, taken by someone barricaded inside on the 40th floor, show how hard people tried to keep doors locked to stay safe. Cops closed off many streets around it, and other nearby buildings also sheltered in place, including Jacob Stern's.
The building personnel said, stay in place. There's an active shooter. Don't leave. Get away from the windows. Your adrenaline rushes, and, it's pretty scary when the building says, don't go by the windows.
As many were finally let out of offices, they were met by a large police scene, sharing their accounts of building personnel trying to keep calm amid the chaos.
They were very cooperative and kept, informing us along the way. So I'd say like every 15 minutes they would touch base with us. But we were watching the news also from our phones.
We rushed the window in the direction where the helicopters are going, and then we look and there's cop cars everywhere, and then someone pulls up Twitter and we find out that there is an active shooter.
Hira Rajvel captured this video from her office, finally leaving hours later with more questions than answers.
This is awful and devastating, and there frankly is nothing else to think but why couldn't this have been prevented? Why was this person allowed to get a gun? What kind of systems were in place that allowed this to happen in the heart of Midtown East? It should never have happened in the first place.
And as you can see behind me, many streets are still closed in this area. What started as a typical Monday workday for many ended in tragedy. We're live in Midtown East. Jenna DeAngelis, CBS News, New York.
Absolutely, Jenna. Thank you.